Hello, my name is Mark Saunders. I'm the Library Director for the Port Moody Public Library. I'm speaking with you today on behalf of the Library Board regarding the space needs of the library. I hope to answer some of the questions you may have about why the Library Board is asking for a new facility, as well as share with you the Board's vision for this future facility. First, some background. The current library facility, located at 100 Newport Drive, opened in 1995 with slightly less than 12,500 square feet. It soon became apparent the library was undersized. A study was commissioned, and in 2005, Cornerstone Planning Group produced a report that recommended we build a 28,000 square foot facility. This recommendation led to the formation of a joint committee between City Council and the Library Board to explore and plan for a new library facility. This joint committee was active for 3 years starting in 2006, but their plans were dropped in 2009 because the community needed to replace the fire hall. The need for a new library was picked up again in 2017 when a report by Resource Planning Group recommended Port Moody build a 42,500 square foot facility. According to their formula, our library is only 43% the size it should be to meet current demand. This was followed by the community opinion question in 2018, which sought to determine, amongst other things, how a new library facility could be financed. A number of residents have since asked, how do we know that the current library is too small? We know the library is too small because it is the second smallest library in our peer group. Public libraries are supposed to be between 0.7 and 1 square foot per resident. At 0.37 square feet per resident, we have half that minimum. The library is too small because use is very high for the space available. As you can see from this chart, we circulate more material per square meter than all peer libraries. Program attendance is very high relative to capacity. Our library has more program participants per square meter than all peer libraries. Staff should be applauded for maximizing resources. However, we are at capacity. There are many services we cannot offer which are considered standard at other libraries. We cannot offer makerspaces. We do not have computer training labs or bookable meeting rooms. In short, limited space means we are unable to innovate or experiment in the way other libraries do. We struggle with difficult choices because of limited size. The physical collection is too small. We do not have room for all the materials our residents want. The most common complaint comes from people angry about noisy storytime programs. We cannot accommodate both adults and children at the same time since they are side by side. The library is about equity and sharing, lifelong learning, openness, intellectual freedom, creativity, and collaboration. These are our values, and the synergy that exists with City Council's own values is profound. The Library Board has asked Council to join with us to promote learning and literacy in a way that supports community development. We believe City Council can realize its strategic priorities of exceptional service, environmental leadership, a healthy city, and economic prosperity by providing for robust library services. So what is the Library Board's vision for a future library facility? The Library Board invites us to envision the library as a destination that accommodates a wider range of uses and users. We need to engage in placemaking, of creating a public space that is desirable, pleasing, and interesting that speaks of our identity. We need to envision the library as a forum for community learning and expression that not only serves, but is an expression of local success. We need to envision the library as a place that is bigger than its building, strengthening the community by creating connections and understanding needs. We need a library that goes beyond traditional boundaries and builds relevant and responsive services. We need to envision the library as a creation space where residents of all ages come together to learn hands-on skills and create something new. We need to envision a library where people feel they are the priority, a place that is convenient, comfortable, and accessible, a place where everyone feels they belong. So what is the Port Moody Public Library Board asking for? First, Port Moody needs a new library facility that can provide a full range of services. Second, a new library should be located on the old fire hall lands. We need to keep our library accessible, walkable, and convenient for the majority of Port Moody residents. Third, a new library needs to be right-sized for the future. The Library Board is not asking for a second branch at this time. This is not to say we should not have a second branch at some point in the future. However, the priority needs to be on creating an efficient, effective library with centralized administrative functions. The Library Board is also not asking for an expansion of the current library facility. This has already been studied and set aside as untenable. Third, the Board is not asking to be moved away from Inlet Center campus. It is critical the library be located close to Port Moody's population center. The Inlet Center location has been a big part of our library success to date, and we don't want to change that. Thank you for joining me today and for your interest in the Port Moody Public Library.